Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday. Today I'm craving some hojarascas or polvorones. It either go with either name. So these are the items that I'm going to be using so I can start baking them. Of course, we're going to need some flour. It's about 2 cups measured. And then I'm going to need 1 cup of butter and half a cup of shortening. I'm going to need 1.5 cups powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1 egg. Plus I need sugar with cinnamon so we can dust them once they're baked. So here I'm using about a cup of sugar and tablespoon of cinnamon. So these are the items that I need to make this delicious hojarascas or polvorones, whichever name you want to use, but these are the items. So let's get started. Okay, so on this bowl I'm gonna mix the flour plus the baking powder and the salt. So these 3 items I'm gonna mix here. These are the dry ingredients. So let me go ahead and continue to whisk and then go to the next step. So on this bowl with a mixer, I'm going to mix the butter and the shortening. It's half a cup of shortening and 2 sticks of butter, which is 1.5 cups of the shortening and butter combined. So let me go ahead and continue to mix. Okay, so once the butter and the shortening it's nice and creamy, we're gonna add the powdered sugar, the 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and we're gonna add the vanilla. So let me go ahead and mix so it can become so fluffy. Okay, so let me continue. Okay, once the shortening, the butter, and the powdered sugar is well combined and fluffy, we're gonna add the egg. And that's the final of the wet ingredients. So let me go ahead and mix and then we can continue. Okay, so I scraped everything around the edges of the bowl. So now I'm gonna start adding the flour. So I'm gonna add a little bit at a time, and then I'm gonna start mixing slowly into the wet ingredients until I get a really nice dough so we can start making this delicious hojarascas. So let me continue. Okay, so I'm getting ready to add the other half of the flour. So let me go ahead and continue to mix, and then we can go to the next step. Okay, so I already mixed the flour and all the ingredients, so the dough is ready. I'm gonna let it rest for about 5 to 7 minutes, and meanwhile I'm gonna start preheating the oven at 350 degrees. We're gonna bake this delicious polvorones or hojarascas from 12 to 15 minutes. So let me continue. Okay, so the dough has been resting. I'm gonna cut it into 4, and then I'm gonna roll it here in the clean counter, and I'm gonna make my cookies. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate it into 4, then I'm gonna roll and start making the cookies. So I'm gonna do some Christmas trees, I'm gonna do some stars, I'm gonna do a gingerbread man, and I'm gonna do a Santa Claus. So let me go ahead and clean everything here, move it around, and so I can start rolling the dough. Let me continue. Okay, so I went ahead and I spread the dough, and I'm gonna powder the cookie little thing with flour so we can start making the polvorones. And here we go. So I started off with these first. So let me go ahead and get them together and put them in the baking sheet. Let me continue. Okay, everyone, so here's my first set, the Christmas trees. So I'm going to start baking them, and like I said, it's 12 to 15 minutes. It depends on everyone's oven. So for now, let me go ahead and put them in there, and then when they're starting getting golden brown in the bottom, they should be ready. So let me continue. Okay, so the first batch is done. It was 12 minutes in my oven. So now I'm going to go ahead and put them in the cinnamon sugar so we can coat them and get this delicious. See how they're golden brown in the back? A beautiful color. Beautiful color. So I'm gonna go ahead and powder them all and start getting them ready so we can enjoy this delicious hojarascas or polvorones. Let me continue. So here you have them, everyone. These are my polvorones or hojarascas. They look great. I did stars. I did, look, they're golden brown. I did gingerbread man. I did Santa Claus. I did some trees. So these are the what I did for so I can have a postre this afternoon. So they're very easy. The steps are here in this video. You can do them over the holidays, and they're delicious. So I took a little foot off this gingerbread man and I tasted them. They taste delicious. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and follow. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.